In 20 minutes.
Where's it in right now? What do you mean? What's in 20 minutes? Playlist update?
Yeah, I guess.
Don't have that fucking tone, man. Don't act like you know what's going on. You only know because you heard it from Swag.
Mm-hmm.
Idiot. You're a stupid idiot.
We are live. B's and G's. W-T.
What?
TDP. E575. You guys get it. Or you don't. Welcome to the show. We're live. Today, we do have some things to talk about, it turns out. And by some things... Wait, really?
No. No. You'll see. You'll see the article when we get there.
Okay. I was like, damn, that's crazy. I was about to hit the... Like how you knew what I was talking about.
Yeah, I figured, yeah.
I don't think I asked. Welcome to the show. Today we have some things to talk about. Not too many things, but a lot about one thing, which is, of course, the Call of Duty Blackout experience. Have you guys ever experienced Blackout before?
I haven't. No.
So, yeah, welcome to the show. Before we start, that's going to be basically the topic today. Is we got a blog post on the Blackout experience. I don't think they're calling it that anymore. So we're going to talk mostly about that, a couple other little things. As far as announcements go, none really, I don't think. We did just put out a Patreon bonus episode, Q&A.
We did.
For our Platinum and above patrons.
Nice.
If you're into that sort of thing. Patreon.com/Dropshot. Best way to support the show. Also, to our new patrons, thank you very much. Forgot to get your names to thank you personally. So sorry. But we did notice you and appreciate you. And thank you. And that is the best way to support the program. Patreon.com/TheDropshot. Now, and yeah, again, we just put out that bonus app. Little Q&A for our Platinum and above patrons. It was fun. And we will be doing more. Other than that, no real announcements thus far. So now we're going to get into this blog post, which is on... Why did you link it here? Stupid fuck. Huh? Which is on...
What?
Season 2 Reloaded, which will include the new Blackout experience thing. Now, many of you probably already are aware of this, but for those of you who forgot, months and months ago, they had said, I think at COD Next is when they had first said it, maybe a little sooner than that even. But I think it was COD Next, actually. That was where it was first said, is that they announced that Avalon's going to be coming. And then they said, you can play Avalon in an all new game mode that they called a Blackout experience.
Yep.
So at that time, what that made it sound like was it's going to be like Blackout, which was the battle royale from Black Ops 4, right before the crossplay era started, that some people liked and had some popularity, not nearly as much as Warzone. And they said that's going to be coming back on the new map Avalon, and we're going to get it sometime this year. Well, that time is upon us very soon, because that is going to be coming with Season 2 Reloaded. But when we did get that announcement at COD Next about the Blackout experience, there were very few details. There were basically none. It was going to be on Avalon, and it was going to be a Blackout style game. Yeah. So not Warzone. That was all we knew. And we had a lot of assumptions about what that could mean. All of them, in my estimation, were bad assumptions. Because Blackout, in my view, does nothing better than Warzone does. Or did nothing better than Warzone does. For the Call of Duty player base, anyway. If you're like a very BR purist, maybe Blackout would be better for you, because there's more looting and shit. But for the Call of Duty player base, it sounds insane. Now, we didn't, again, I don't know what they think a Blackout experience is. So maybe it's going to be something different. than the original Blackout, but then why call it a Blackout experience? So today we're actually going to finally get some more details on what the fuck that means, because we're finally getting it. Because that was like the last time they talked about this, by the way. The COD Next, and then they are announcing it months and months later, which I guess is fine. But yeah, we'll get into the details of that. I haven't looked into it yet, but we're going to look into it juntas, which is Spanish for together. Why did I sprinkle that in? No one knows, including, at least of all, me. Yeah. So keep that all inside of your little fucking minds. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get inside of it. Call of Duty Black Ops 7, Blop 7, Black Ops 7, and Call of Duty Warzone Season 2 Reloaded full fucking details.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Start from scratch, loot up, and fight to the end with the arrival of Black Ops Royale, the new free Call of Duty Warzone mode inspired by Blackout. Boy, does that not inspire confidence in me. Start from scratch is first and foremost, loot up, and then least importantly, fight to the end with the arrival of the Blackout experience. Oh boy. Black Ops Royale arrives shortly after the launch of the mid-season update, following a fucking huge amount of content across endgame, multiplayer, and zombies, including new maps, modes, weapons, and more. And Season 2 Reloaded launches March 11th. So what I assume shortly after the launch of mid-season is like hours. That's what I would guess that means.
A couple hours. Hour. 20 minutes.
So then they write some lore shit here that we don't care about. Here's a little picture of the roadmap that we also don't care about. Here's endgame content that I refuse to read to you because no one cares about endgame. Multiplayer
and
content
that's why
summary.
I linked that other part, because none of this matters. Yeah. That was the Warzone part that I linked.
Okay.
That helps.
Cool. You can justify it after the fact as if you had a reason. Fuck. When in reality, you just copy pasted the link, man. Yeah.
Yeah. It's because I was looking at the Warzone section. This map looks kind of cool for multiplayer. Cliffside, Clifftown.
Fucking multiplayer maps. Torque is one of them.
Kind of cool, man.
Torque looks really bad.
Do you remember when Gabe used to always say I'm torqued? Like I got a boner. Like I'm excited. I'm torqued. You ever heard that one?
Yeah.
Brother's torqued. Yeah. I haven't heard that in a while. If you think of it. This looks awful though. Yeah, you're right.
I heard it like 10 seconds ago when you said it. That's the last time I heard it. So, but this map looks horrendous. Yeah. This also reminds me of that BO4 map, by the way, that I always forget the name of every single time. That had lower frames and everything else.
And I also forget the name every time. Yeah. So it doesn't matter.
Reminds me of that.
It's not Overpass.
It's not Overpass.
High rise.
It's not high rise. It's super not high rise.
It's not a high. It's a road. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Low.
Anytime you see a road, by the way, you think of that map. You simply see a road in the middle of the map, and it makes you think of that map.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah. This map looks. I mean, and I can't stress enough how bad this map looks. Yeah. One of the worst I've ever seen from the screenshots. Yeah. So that's going to be awful. Clifftown.
Pretty.
Seaside vibes. That was a map, right? It's called Seaside.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Looks okay. This actually looks like it could be pretty good.
I like the vibe. Yeah.
You know the vibes too. So
originally introduced in BO2 as Yemen. We've talked about these maps already, haven't we? Because that all sounds familiar.
I don't care.
But I don't know when we would have talked about this, but that sounds familiar. Unless they announced it like weeks ago that it was going to be coming.
This is Peak. This is the 2020 skirmish mode map.
Oh, so is this part of Avalon?
I don't know. No one knows.
I think it is. Probably everybody knows actually, except for us. It looks like it's part of
multiplayer
Avalon.
Is based.
It's part of Avalon. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. No one plays the skirmish mode. No one's ever talked about it before, by the way. So. Grind, it's one of the best. Mode, Grind is the top 5 map of all time in Call of Duty, so that coming back
Grind
is
was already in this
thing.
game.
No.
Wasn't it in last game then?
No.
Black Ops 6? Wasn't it in Black Ops 6? Okay.
I don't know.
Got it.
It's
always a good map though. I swear it was in Black Ops 6.
Firing range is another top 5 map, and by top 5 I mean top 1.
Wasn't this in the game? I'm genuinely so confused. Okay, so this was in
firing range
BO6.
was for sure
Yeah,
in BO6.
okay.
Yeah, I don't know about grind.
It was in BO6. I did a kickflip. All right, Pat. Thanks, man. Appreciate the insight there, brother.
That's insightful. Gauntlet is a new mode coming.
Yeah, we don't even need to read about this because I know all about it, so I can explain it to you guys if you want.
Yeah, and so do you guys. You guys also know all about it, so we don't need to talk about it.
I can explain it to you how it works.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, DM Tanner on that. Yeah. Infected's coming. Don't care. Additional loadout content. What does that mean? Take aim with a lock shot, marking several targets at once to eliminate one after the other. The ideal weapon for clearing groups in multiplayer and zombies. What? Hey, what?
A smart pistol that locks onto multiple targets when ADS. A single trigger bolt can eliminate.
This?
What? We've talked about all this stuff, have we not? I feel like I'm going crazy.
Streak.
None of this sounds new.
No, you're thinking of McCree's Deadeye Ultimate from Overwatch when we talked about that 10 years ago.
Okay.
So that's what you're thinking of. Yeah, we've talked about all of this. Yeah, so this is the kill streak that sounds terrible. New events coming to multiplayer. Zombies we're also skipping, obviously. And now Warzone content. Okay.
All right, we can skip Warzone.
Introducing Black Ops Royale. Stay humble.
Where are we at?
Start from scratch and loot up in fucking Avalon with the arrival of Black Ops Royale.
Oh. Wait, is this not a new season? Oh, this is season reloaded. That's what I genuinely thought this was a brand new season. That's why it's making sense.
Stupid.
This is season reloaded,
no.
So we did talk about all that shit already. Yeah, yes. Good comms, man. Thank you. That actually genuinely helps. I was thinking this was a whole new season. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I'm locked in now. Now I get it. Now I understand.
Lock in FF, which is fuck fella.
I don't care.
Introducing Black Ops Royale. Start from scratch and loot up in Avalon with the arrival of Black Ops Royale, a new BR mode inspired by Blackout. Drop in, scavenge for upgrades, and fight to be the last squad standing. Terrible start. We're off to a terrible start. New gameplay features. Rethink your strategies with a new perks refresh for Momentum, Berserker, and Hunter in BR and Resurgence. Okay, it's a little perk switch up. In Black Ops Royale, look for a host of returning features and lootable items, bringing the classic Blackout-inspired gameplay to the new mid-season mode. And then weekend LTM is going to be Extreme Resurgence. Okay, so this is what we've all been waiting for. Introducing Black Ops Royale.
Yeah.
Call of Duty's original BR experience returns with the arrival of Black Ops Royale, bringing the intensity of the original mode to Warzone with modern updates and modifications. This is a free-to-play BR experience with new rules influenced by the original Blackout, including no starting loadouts. Okay, there are no starting loadouts in Warzone either. No gulag. Okay, so that's different. And no buy stations. That's also different. Up to 100 players. Okay, so fewer players also. Will wingsuit into Avalon, which is arguably a bigger map than Verdansk, with fewer players, maybe. So, cool. With one goal, be the last team standing. Hit the ground running and start scavenging weapons and other resources while engaging enemy players and staying within the collapsing circle that shrinks the field of battle throughout the match. For full details on the mode, see our BR deep dive, Black Ops Royale deep dive, covering everything you need to know. So we'll get into that in a moment. Yeah.
That's a separate blog post. Okay.
I will say, so far, really bad. No starting loadouts. We've never had that. No gulag is... I mean, in every way, it's going to be worse. I think the gulag is a cool feature. I like it. So not having that kind of sucks. You die and it's over. And no buy stations is also really bad. Because one thing that's cool about Warzone and buy stations is that it creates hotspots. It creates dynamic points of interest, depending on where the zone is, where there's high value and there's also action. If you don't have that, you're kind of just wandering around aimlessly until the circle's so small that you see people. Now, there will be hotspots probably based on like loot and stuff, but man, I don't know. Anyway, Other modes, new gameplay features. So we'll get into the deep dive in a second, and we'll finish out this blog post though. 3 new perks for BR and Resurgence, in addition to adjustments to the Ghost perk and the UAV economy. Okay, so we got some new perks. Seasons Reloaded introduces a refresh of 3 perks across slots 2 and 3, designed to reward weapon momentum, aggressive follow-ups, and enhanced enemy tracking. So momentum is going to go in perk slot 2, and this is replacing alertness. So I guess they're just getting rid of one perk and adding this one. Momentum is built for close quarters operators who survive while staying mobile. This perk improves acute combat motions in tight spaces while improving weapon handling to get the jump on foes and follow through accurately. Benefit from improved close quarters weapon handling, reduced consecutive jump penalties, reduced fire delay when sliding, reduced hip fire spread, increased ADS move speed, and faster crouch and prone speeds. That sounds pretty good, to be honest.
It does sound like one of those things where I wish they would just make those changes and not put it in a perk.
Correct.
I don't know. Maybe the game is fine in all those ways right now, but it didn't used to be.
Yeah. Correct. Just like they made a bunch of features of the dexterity perk default, they should do the same for this. But this does sound quite good, especially if you're a little sweat lord.
Yeah.
Berserker is also going to be in slot 2, and this replaces Bomb Squad. After eliminating an enemy player, terrible. Gain a short burst of enhanced action speed, allowing you to chain engagements and reposition quickly before opponents can respond. During this window, common actions, including equipment use, weapon swaps, reloading, stance changes, and armor plating, are significantly faster, giving you flexibility to react based on the situation. Berserker also grants increased flinch resistance, helping you stay on target under fire, and reduces visual obstructions when at low health.
Again,
preserving clarity during critical moments. Why? It's an ideal choice for players who push fights and capitalize momentum after every elimination. This seems like a perk I'm never taking, but if I have Specialist, I'm really happy I have it.
Yeah, especially when it's in the same slot as the one we just talked about.
Right.
Like, hey, do you want faster handling for everything? Or do you want to not have as much on your screen when you're about to die? Like, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. This is a good perk if you're like Jay Cucci, though, and you're like clip farming. Because you kill one guy and then you just
What's
like...
he up to these days?
I don't know, hanging himself. He's really mad about Warzone, so last I checked. I'm sure he still is, yeah. Yeah, if you're like clip farming and you can just get one kill and then you can start blasting, this is a cool perk. But like, it doesn't seem like the best perk at all. Because you don't get any benefit until you get a kill. And then you only get a benefit, really, if you're trying to like 1v2 or something. You know who would have loved this perk? L2 Lavoxino, L2K Greatness. He would have loved this. Because he loved to go die in 1v3s all the time. He dies on the first engagement and doesn't get any benefit from the perk.
Yeah, it's classic.
Yeah. That's a Mormon. Former. Yeah. Anyway. Is a, I don't know, cool idea. But yeah, the fact that reduce visual obstructions when at low health, just make this default, bro. Why are you doing this to us? Like, why? And the fact that you can take a perk to make it less toxic is so... I'm already one shot. Isn't that enough of a penalty? Do you also have to fucking ruin my screen and hearing? So annoying. But anyway.
These perks aren't coming to the Blackout mode, Jax. That's correct. These perk changes are for BR and Resurgence. The other mode is called Black Ops Royale, so this doesn't affect that. If that's what you're getting at, yes, you are correct.
Idiot Pat.
Not Pat, Jax.
Jax. That's what I said. Stupid idiot, Jax. Hunter is going to be in slot 3, and this is going to replace Tracker. Enhanced tracking, situational awareness, I said that right, and enemy detection with this perk combining the advantages of alertness and tracker, helping your squad hunt down even the most evasive foes. Benefit from several combat enhancing improvements, including briefly outlining and seeing the footprints of enemies damaged by your bullets. So you get tracker once you damage someone, interesting. Sensing enemies within 30 meters of your position, and sensing when you're being aimed at. Oh. Okay. So this is like tracker plus hunters. High alert. Basically. This seems pretty good.
I have a question for you. When we were talking about momentum replacing alertness, which perk was alertness? Somebody in chat.
Was the
which
one
perk
where people are within
alertness?
30 meters, it says enemy nearby. I think that's alertness.
Oh, okay. Alertness is high alert. Okay, all right. High alert, but also says enemy nearby. Okay. Got it. Okay. Wasn't sure when we were talking about that.
Now you know.
Now I know.
This perk seems quite good, though. You get high alert plus tracker plus alertness, basically. It's pretty fucking good. I don't know what else is in slot 3, so I don't know if this is best in slot, but that seems quite good. Yeah. The following adjustments are intended to reinforce information as a strategic investment while preserving the value of stealth-focused perks. So Ghost is changing, and here's how it's going to work. Stay hidden from enemy UAVs and other intel gathering devices for a longer period of time with this buff that ends the Ghost grace period after 5 seconds, up from 1.5 seconds. Meaning, before, if you had Ghost and you stopped moving for 1.5 seconds, you would be on enemy UAVs. Now you can not move for up to 5 seconds and not be on enemy UAVs. So unless you're literally never moving, it's basically perma Ghost. 5 seconds is an extremely long time to not be moving your character. So, like, you're always going to be off UAV, basically. So Ghost is really good. Again.
Yeah.
So, weekend LTM Extreme Resurgence. Quads 100 players on Haven's Hollow. Oh. Because there's a ton of players. Okay. Yeah, 100 players on Haven's Hollow. I get it now. That's what's extreme about it.
I mean, that's got to be full of bots, right? And they're just not saying it. There's no way there's going to be 100 real players.
There probably aren't 100 real players playing Call of Duty.
They don't say anything about that, though.
So
interesting.
It'll be Extreme Resurgence, casually Extreme Resurgence soon, yeah. So, anyway. Some events are coming.
Oh, some new guns are coming. Wow. You see that? Holy. Oh, Swordfish is coming back, man.
Yep. So we're getting the Voyak KT3, which is an AR. I say we as if I'm a Call of Duty player. I'm not. You guys are getting... 5% of you guys are getting the Voyak KT3.
Yeah.
Which is an assault rifle that's full auto. High damage and excellent handling. Slower fire rate, moderate to high recoil. Okay. An attachment. Some camos. The Swordfish. This is from BO4. 4-round burst.
Yeah.
Could be fun, but we'll see. Probably won't be. Very good.
Line up your shot and let loose, man.
Start blasting.
To line up my shot and let it loose. Look at that gun model. Uh-oh, here comes Ramin. iDub does it better, huh? iDub does better gun models, Ramin.
I already know that. Yeah, I already knew that, the sequel. And then there is a shotgun launcher conversion kit. Okay, I don't care. Some other attachments, some Season 2 Reloaded events. Let's see, is there anything else here worth talking about? Ranked play.
No.
Another event, some weekly challenges, new shit in the store. Blah, blah, blah. Verify your email and unlock double XP tokens and weapon camo.
I'm gonna do that.
It's pretty smart of them to do that.
Weekly challenges. Yeah, look at that.
And that's it. So I want to get into this next thing here. Announcing Black Ops Royale, a deep dive into the new Blackout-inspired BR. Okay, here we go. This is an original Blackout-inspired BR with no loadouts, no gulag, and no buy stations. Wingsuit in, scavenge to survive, upgrade weapons through rarity, master cradle breaches, and outlast 24 rival squads on Avalon's fucking massive map. After infill, it's pure scavenger warfare. Scramble to find Black Ops 7 weapons with fixed build archetypes and 5 attachment upgrade paths. Hunt for attachment kits to raise weapon rarity, unlocking your preset build, and push your arsenal to legendary before the competition does.
This sounds really bad, guys. I'll be honest.
I don't think terrible so far.
This mode's not going to do well. No matter how much people liked Blackout back then, I don't think the average person wants this now. Like the sweats, like a lot of the sweats pretend this is what they want, but they're not going to like it once they play it for a little bit. This mode is DOA, I think, unfortunately. Some things just work, but then you go back to it a few years later after you have a product that's strictly better in almost every way, and then people realize, oh, okay, maybe I don't like this that much. And this is exactly what's going to happen. You've played with your own loadouts and guns for 6 years. You're not going to like going back to this, and it's copium. It's going to get old very quickly.
Yeah. And we already knew this 1 second after a Blackout-inspired BR was coming when Stephanie Myers said it at COD Next. We already knew that. So now we're just getting confirmation.
The good thing about this is it's a mode. You're not forced to play this. You can play regular Warzone BR still if you'd like.
Is that confirmed?
Yes, it's confirmed.
Okay, then yeah, that is good. Can I play Avalon Warzone though?
I don't think so.
That's terrible news.
Supposedly not what they've announced yet. That's what I've been seeing. But there was a tweet that somebody dug up where Call of Duty had said prior to BO7 launch, like later this year, or they said early next year, there will be large map rotation. They said there will be a large map rotation. So what they probably meant was you can play one mode on this map and another mode on this map only, and it's not actually a rotation. Or you'll be able to play Avalon on regular BR, but that probably wouldn't be till Season 3, I would assume. So, because I know what season it is right now, and it's Season 2 Reloaded, in case you didn't know.
Yeah. Okay.
This is DOA, though.
Yeah. We'll get into it. A deeper dive into weapon archetypes. We're not going to read all of this shit because we're going to get into the details anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see. A new big map and a rebuilt and updated mode inspired by Blackout. Welcome to Avalon and Black Ops Royale. Okay. So here's a tactical summary. Should we watch this lounge trailer?
No, because this is probably the same one we watched 6 months ago.
Didn't ask. Call of Duty's original BR experience returns as Black Ops Royale, bringing the intensity of the original mode. How many times are they going to say this, by the way?
It was posted 3 days ago, but it's not actual gameplay, really, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, we're not watching it.
Okay.
Oh, we could if you want, actually. Here.
This is a free-to-play BR experience with new rules influenced by the original Blackout. Black Ops Royale is on a new map with gameplay that rewards scavenging for greater gear and eventual domination of all rival squads. There are clear influences from the core Blackout experience, like bullet drop and weapon handling.
Yep, bad.
As well as the armor system and use of the trauma kit, capturing the slow as fuck Blackout pacing, traversal, and combat feel in a modern way. This isn't a remake, it's a unique experience that pays homage to the Blackout core gameplay while keeping the flow of a match feeling right for Call of Duty Warzone players. This will absolutely not keep the flow of a match feeling right for Call of Duty Warzone players. We are scavenging for our guns. There are no loadouts. And we're using fucking trauma kits. That is going to be so much slower than the Call of Duty Warzone player feels is right. Obviously. Extremely obviously. Plus bullet drop. Cool, man. Let's get into it. Boy, does this sound like something the average Resurgence casual player is going to fucking hate so far. Boy, does it sound like that. I mean, terrible, 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 terrible news. We'll see, but let's get into the details. There will be 100 fucking players in 25 quad teams to begin with, dropping into Avalon, with a visible circle denoting an ever-shrinking perimeter. So if it's ever-shrinking, that is a little different than Warzone, because Warzone is like
they don't
distinct circles.
That, probably.
That's probably what they mean, isn't it?
It's probably not. Yeah, they said it, so that's probably not what they mean.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. The location of this electrified boundary shifts to another part of the map at the start of each match to ensure the entire map is playable across games, obviously. What makes this different?
Knew that, Call of Duty.
Unlike the usual Warzone modes, there are no loadouts, with all players beginning on an equal footing. You drop into the fray with only a pistol and a wingsuit. There are no buy stations, there's no gulag, there's no in-game cash. You're here to gear up, control the chaos, and annihilate all rivals. Seek out critical weapons and armor upgrades. Chase high-tier power wherever it appears. So, I'm curious what armor upgrades means, but I'll tell you this, it can't mean anything good. It can't mean anything good.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys remember how much everyone fucking loved when Warzone 2 launched? That you started with a maximum of 1 plate or 2 plates, even though it was possible to have a maximum of 3 plates if you found the correct armor vest? Boy, did everyone love that. Psych. They reverted it because everyone fucking hated it. Because it's really cringe that I have literally more health than you do because I got lucky and found a vest and you didn't. That's insane and bad and a poor gameplay decision. So what is Call of Duty, owned by Activision Blizzard, going to do now? Re-implement it. Cool. Good idea, guys. Boy, is that a great idea. DOA. It's DOA. It's just DOA. The franchise is DOA at this point. Okay. They can't listen. They can't listen and they can't learn. No one's going to like this.
They are listening to some people who pretend they like this, but the average person is not going to like this. Yeah.
I mean, no one liked it in Warzone 2. Why are we redoing that? Why are we redoing that? Maybe I don't know what armor upgrades mean.
Well, we haven't fully, we don't know at all what it means, actually, in fact. So, yeah, maybe it doesn't mean what you're thinking.
Okay, yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. I'm the guy who will see. Control the chaos. Cradle breaches hold unknown threats and unmatched rewards. What the fuck's a cradle breach? Maybe we'll find out. Strike fast with the wingsuit. Convert your arsenal into victory as last team alive. Okay. How do I gear up proficiently? Okay. Find a weapon, armor, and equipment from ground loot and supply boxes, and be on the lookout for consumable perks, as well as equipment to level up your armor.
Yep, that's bad. Leveling up your armor is bad.
Yeah, obviously. Also, what is a consumable perk? Because that kind of reminds me of like Dead Silence from Warzone 2020. Meaning, you pick up Dead Silence, and then whenever you want, you press the button, and you get the benefit of the perk for a limited time. Is that what a consumable perk means?
It could. I don't know.
Okay. Curious what they are. Each weapon has preset archetypes, and if you find one that fits your playstyle, you can upgrade it using fucking attachment kits found in the world, rather than scavenging for individual attachments.
Oh, nice. I'm going to try to just build my guns with individual attachments only. That's what I'm going to do, you know? Only sweats use the attachment kits found in the world. Real gamers build their
increasing rarity adds attachments and improves stats all the way up to legendary. You immediately feel the impact as you upgrade. Okay, I kind of actually... So, let me start here. I hate not having loadouts. I hate the entire concept of this mode. I don't think there's a way to do a Blackout-inspired mode correctly, because every way that Blackout is different than Warzone is just worse, in the opinion of the average Call of Duty Warzone player. So I don't think there's a correct way to make this mode. I think it's fundamentally flawed trying to do this. So with that said, if you're going to make me loot shit, this is a better way than looting individual attachments. I will say that. Provided the attachment path makes some fucking sense.
Yeah.
Because we also know that the gunsmith gurus over at Call of Duty Activision Studios are not actual gunsmith gurus. They're retarded, actually. And they put 8x scopes on LMGs. with no rhyme or reason. So if the attachment upgrades make sense, this is a way to make it such that you still have to loot for guns and to like improve the guns, but you don't have to think about, oh, do I want to put on this attachment or that one? Or like, how do I do this? It's going to take me time. I like this idea in concept. You basically get a gun and then you get a attachment kit, and no matter what gun you're holding, it makes it go from gray to green to blue to purple to orange. That's actually pretty smart because it does speed up the looting while still making you loot your weapons. I think this is a good compromise if you want to make people loot weapons, but the problem is people don't want to loot weapons, don't make people loot weapons. And also, it makes it very cookie cutter because now I can't have like a cool, unique FFAR build that is the close quarters version instead of the long range version. Now, every Tom, Dick, and Harry will have the exact same FFAR. And the only difference will be, did you find more attachment kits than me yet? Because it's all the same shit. So this is the problem with having lootable guns. I think this is a better way to do that, but it's still just fundamentally flawed. There are both low and high risk areas to scavenge in. You're here to earn your way to success. Every match will feel different. There's no guaranteed path to a specific weapon. You need to adapt to what you find. And again, Warzone players are just not going to stand this. They're going to hate it so goddamn much.
Yeah. Yep.
So, just really bad stuff. What happens if I'm eliminated?
I mean, I actually don't fully know, because like what Sam Squanch said, most casuals don't want to level meta guns. That is true too. I mean, look at half the people in our Discord. They just pick up a gun and don't ever get their loadout in Resurgence even. They used to talk about that a lot. But I also don't think they're going to like this system where they're going to get a shitty gun, basically, and then still have to find a way to upgrade it. I think what that person would want is just to pick up a fully looted, decent gun and be done with it and then start shooting people. Where this still takes, like, you don't have to level anything up outside of the match, but it still takes time in the game to make your weapon better, which I don't think that person will like either. But that person's also playing casual, so they aren't in this anyway. So I don't know, man.
I don't know either. I just don't know who this is for.
It's to try and capture players who aren't already playing Warzone right now. I don't think that's true. I think if you're not playing Warzone, you're certainly not fucking coming back for this shit. I mean, not even close to it.
Right. Yeah.
I think Warzone itself is more enticing than this would be. I don't know. I think they just expected the game to be a lot more popular this year, probably, and that this would just help with those players that have kind of maybe gotten bored of the core Warzone. They're like, I want something a little different. I don't know. They might think that, but this is not going to bring old players back that played Blackout and then haven't played Call of Duty in like 7 years or something. It doesn't bring any old players back.
Yeah.
But what do I know? I'm just a fucking asshole and an idiot, so.
Yeah.
That's what I think, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know anything about this. Like, maybe this is to try and get people back or whatever. But I'm someone who left Warzone, and the idea of coming back for this dog shit is just not tenable. It's just not in the cards.
Yeah.
I am not coming back for this bullshit at all.
Well, yeah, I mean, we are
obviously. Yeah, but like, we're people who left Warzone this year, and if the argument is this is supposed to bring back people who left Warzone, maybe there are some people who left Warzone and this sounds good to them, but not me. Certainly not me.
Yeah, I would be much more likely to come back to just a major update with the core game. Like Warzone itself getting major, I don't even know what those changes would be because I don't know what's in the game anymore. With like a new map or something, that would be more enticing for me personally, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Though to be fair, I think Jake also left Warzone. He said this will bring him back for a time. But like, we'll see how long that lasts. Because the thing too about this is like, if you want to have like a new spin on a BR to get people reinterested in your franchise, that's cool. But this isn't a new spin on a BR. This is a slight modification to a 7-year-old BR. Like, so far, what does this sound like? Blackout, which is kind of just like PUBG or something. And if you're like a BR player, are you into this? Not really. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't see it. This will fail. Like, you'll see, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Do you want to keep reading, or do you want to just pause for a second?
I'll keep reading.
Okay.
No, I'll keep reading. Let's see. So I think you already...
What happens if I'm eliminated?
What happens if I'm eliminated? You have 2 chances to redeploy, either by using a scavenged redeploy token, allowing you to jump back into the match, or your team can activate a redeployment tower. So I don't know how it was in the original Blackout, but this sounds fine then. No gulag, but there are 2 ways to come back into the game. That, I think, is actually like the biggest hurdle they have now in Warzone is players have got accustomed to playing the game and not sitting out. So you need ways to come back or they will get bored, even if it's a quick match. How do I obtain the best loot? By successfully scavenging and upgrading your armaments, tactically using equipment, including the Blackout elements integrated into the Black Ops Royale, such as wingsuit, grappling hook, sensor dart, RCXD, trauma kitten. Both the perk and armor systems, you're also here to control the chaos and claim high-tier loot and cradle breaches, the spiritual successor to Blackout's zombie zones. Blackout has zombie zones, huh? Interesting. Boy, this is a long blog post. Holy shit, we're gonna have to start skimming the hell out of this. They break down each fucking second of what happens in a match, so that's crazy. It's talking about the infill. You drop in. Okay. You drop in with your wingsuit, 2 plates of attached armor, a knife, and a pistol. Okay, then it goes from talking about infill to the map. So showing some pictures of the map here. Yeah, Avalon looks cool. We've seen it tons of times now. It does look dope, though. First introduced an in-game, blah, blah. Vibrant and colorful world of Avalon. A lot of water. But there's also a lot of land, you know? So, I don't know. What else they say? Talking about the map. I don't care. Okay, so this is talking about the weapon system. Loot and inventory. No loadouts, upgradable weapons. The early game involves a focused search within your drop point for loot, either loose or in guild, branded, or regular supply boxes. Securing weapons, armor plates, and upgrades. Blah, blah. All normally looted weapons are from BO7. Okay, so there's a weapons rarity and its build archetype. Archetype. Weapon rarity. Okay, so as usual, looted weapons have a rarity value, and as you scavenge during the early match, these are predominantly common rarity, appearing with a gray outline around the weapon before you pick it up and framing the info box on your HUD. Okay, so basically kind of explains it. So like a 1 attachment AK-27, a gray will have a suppressor on it. Then a green will have a suppressor and an extended mag. Then a blue will have a foregrip, extended mag, suppressor. Then you get into getting more rare in purple. You get an optic at that point. So optic, foregrip, mag, suppressor. And then the most rare, you get a barrel too. So mid-range barrel, you get the optic, the foregrip, extended mag, and the suppressor. Got it? So basically it's gray is 1 attachment, and then you get up to 5 attachments with legendary orange. So the way they also worded this is early in the match, you're just more likely to find common ones. Is there predominant, or maybe it's just saying they predominantly there are common rarity weapons. Because they almost make it sound like as the match progresses, as you start opening boxes, when you're like 3rd circle, they'll all be better guns, which I guess makes sense, but I don't know exactly what they mean. They talk more about that. They talk a lot about how a simple Rarity system works. Got it. Okay, attachment kits. Here we go. Attachments are predetermined to the weapon you pick up and are not swapped out individually. This means you increase the rarity of your weapon and therefore the number of attachments you unlock from its predetermined list as the match progresses by finding and using attachment kit. You immediately feel the impact of the upgrade as you find attachment kits. So it's basically just like you loot that gray AK-27 and you can find a lootable item, which is an attachment kit, which will be like on the ground and it'll be purple. So you pick that up and then you get a 4 attachment weapon. It's that same gun, obviously, and it's the preset 4 attachments that you would get for it. So got it. That's good. And talking about the weapon build, archetypes. Black Ops Royale, the 5 predetermined attachments you can fix onto a looted weapon have been bench tested, wow, and designed to perform in a particular way. Every armament is designed for a particular style of play, and the grouping of attachment match that style of play. This is known as the weapon build archetype. Okay, so let's see some of these build themes. So, like close quarters combat, raider, covert, viper, heavy metal, or stalker. These descriptors allow you to gain an initial understanding of what weapon attachments the gun will have. Yeah, obviously. So, like covert, you're going to have a suppressor on it. The more you play Black Ops Royale, the more you'll learn the weapon build and its specific advantages. So you can look out for a named build that you know suits your playstyle, or you can consult the table later in this blog. Okay, so it is like a very predetermined, it's not totally randomized every match. So that is a very good thing, actually, for not having a loadout system. That is an excellent way of balancing it. I had no clue what it was like in Blackout. Again, as we've said, we've never played it. But this is a very good balance for not having a loadout system. So that's making that sound a little bit more appealing. Okay, a recommended plan is to pick the one that mimics your style of play. Yeah, so that's cool. As you play more, you'll kind of learn, okay, I want builds with suppressors on them, so I'm going to go for this build theme.
I'm back.
Location randomized. Weapon builds aren't locked in a specific supply box or location. Here's an example build. A stealth-focused build, such as the Covert for the AK-27, focuses on silencer type and magazine size, but has 3 other attachments that complement the stealth playstyle. Okay. Your HUD talks about your HUD shows the predetermined attachments. You can unlock by upgrading it with attachments. Oh, okay. So your HUD will always, like, if you pick up a gray gun, your HUD will always show what your gun will be when you progress it to a certain path, or when you progress it to a certain rarity. So that's cool. So you'll kind of just always know, like, when I get this maxed out, I will have these attachments.
Yeah.
And then last point here, weapon choice. Well, each weapon is locked into an upgrade path. You can still choose between different builds across BO7 weapons by finding them across Avalon. So yeah, there will probably be, like, say, 4 of those AKs, and each one will have a different set of predetermined attachments. So you'll find one that you kind of like.
So the thing that's better than what I initially thought, but what sucks is, like, it would be a lot cooler if I found an AK, and then when I find my first attachment kit, it says, what path do you want to go on? Stealth, or long range, whatever, for example. Or close range, right? Like, let's say those are 3. It would be a lot cooler if I found an AK, and then I found an attachment kit, it's just called attachment kit. And then when I pick up the first one to make it green, I get to pick one of those 3 paths, and then every other attachment kit just takes me up the path I chose. But instead, it's like, okay, I find an AK, cool, I really like the long range AK, but I find, like, the stealth attachment kit, and now it's like, okay, if I'm understanding this correctly, I either take this and lock myself into that path, which I don't want, like, let's say I want the long range one, or I just don't take it at all. Like, that sounds pretty tedious and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know. Like this sounds like a lot of tedium, to me, and just not very good. While each weapon is locked into an upgrade path, you can still choose between different builds across all BO7 weapons by finding them across Avalon. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this also, I guess, depends on how, like, abundant these things are. Like, if I can go into a building and find, like, 4 different archetypes, like, pretty easily, then maybe this doesn't matter that much, to be fair. But I'd be surprised, to be honest. I would be pretty surprised. So, like, yeah, I don't know. But anyway. Additional details, weapon attachment kits. After dropping into Avalon and securing a weapon among the ground loot that matches your playstyle, and you've noted the advantages of the 5 attachments available to that weapon, it's time to upgrade. The search is on, focused on attachment kits. Attachment kits are found as ground loot within supply boxes or as activity rewards are attachment kits. They are easily spotted due to the purple glow around them. That's good. Attachment kits
so
automatically...
they're all purple no matter what, I see.
Yeah, increase... Yeah, because you don't need a green attachment kit. You just need any attachment kit and it just boosts you up. Yeah. Which is smart. But still, it sounds like they're locked to archetypes, which is annoying. Attachment kits automatically increase the rarity and add the next attachment to the weapon. The more kits you find, the more potent the weapon becomes as the rarity level increases, and more attachments are automatically unlocked for it. If you were to see an attachment kit, grab it while holding the gun you wish to upgrade, which can include your infill pistol. The kit immediately adds an attachment to the weapon you are carrying and adds a rarity level to it. To fully max out a weapon, secure as many attachment kits as you need to allow all 5 of a weapon's predetermined attachments to be used. For a common rarity weapon with 1 attachment already available, secure a total of 4 attachment kits to max it out to legendary. So I think I'm understanding how these archetypes work, how they fit into this, but I'm not 100% sure. So let's see. Part 3, a deeper dive into weapon archetypes. Before we showcase all the weapon build archetypes you can scavenge in BR Black Ops Royale, let's recap what we learned so far. Each weapon class features a distinct archetype theme, either 2 or 3 per class. A theme is built around playstyles that naturally fit the class. These are listed below. Individual weapons within a class will draw from one of the archetypes. Okay. So, like, all ARs will draw from one of the archetypes, I guess. With all of Black Ops 7's weapon classes, you can expect over 40 archetype themes, with over 20 initially available as ground loot, with more added and adjusted during the season. As previously explained, at each rarity tier, weapons gain a new attachment along a predefined progression path that reinforces the selected archetype theme. The chosen attachments have been customized and tuned for each archetype to deliver impactful benefits you can immediately feel. In addition to the archetype attachment benefits, weapons gain general global class benefits at every rarity tier above gray. Global class benefits apply regardless of the individual archetype theme and consistently stack at each rarity tier, starting at uncommon green. A note on recoil. Fully automatic weapons feature increased recoil at gray rarity compared to the same weapons in other Call of Duty Warzone modes. Warzone players are going to love that too. They're going to love that too. Everyone loves recoil. Upgrade these using attachment kits to improve this recoil and increase the potency of these weapons. In addition to the global weapon class benefits you receive as you upgrade a weapon, expect bullet drop to significantly improve for all weapons at 2 specific rarity levels. For most gun types, you will experience decreased bullet drop and increased velocity at blue and orange levels. And for snipers, you'll experience those at green and purple levels, respectively. So you get like a significant bump at blue and then another significant one at orange for everything but snipers.
Yeah.
Bullet velocity and bullet drop upgrades will be noticeable during your match. Study the following list and tables as they show the global class benefits. Yeah. I don't want to study to play a video game, yeah. And the archetype build themes of all weapons available as ground loot. Black Ops Royale, global weapon class benefits. So by the way, that sounds really bad too. So when I have a shit gun, it's going to have more recoil than it would have in Warzone, and it's going to have less bullet velocity than it would have in Warzone. on a huge map with fewer players where there's going to be a motherfuckload of long range engagements, I would imagine. I just don't see who this is for. Like, truly. I truly don't see who this is for. So I don't know. Let's see. Each weapon class has a set of class bonuses applied to it on uncommon green rarity. These stack as you upgrade your chosen weapon to a higher rarity. This means a fully upgraded weapon would stack the following benefits 4 times. Okay, you get more. I don't understand what they're trying to say there. All statistical increases are based on improvements from the common version of the weapon and may not reflect the weapon as used in Warzone modes. Use the following global class benefits to pick weapons that work with your preferred playstyle. This is very weird. Okay. As you upgrade your guns, they get better, basically.
Yeah, is that what they're trying to explain here? This is just making it very confusing.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Like, are they saying at each... Like, at uncommon rarity... Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Black Ops Royale, weapon archetype themes. At the most basic level, each weapon has its own basic handling characteristics that are distinct from one another. For example, a base AR handles in a different way compared... a base EGRT handles in a different way compared to a base Peacekeeper. You should already have a preferred weapon based on playing other modes. With Black Ops Royale, you can scavenge for an archetype of that weapon. Here are the available archetype themes, followed by more detailed explanations, general stats that increase when using and upgrading that archetype. Expect the following archetypes for ARs. So for example, the M15 Mod 0 will have a CQB and a recon archetype. The AK-27 will have a covert and a recon archetype, so on and so forth. So one thing I don't understand now is when I just drop in, okay, and I find an M15 Mod 0 on the ground. It's a gray weapon and I pick it up. Is it either a CQB or recon Mod 0?
Yes.
Right now?
Yes, and it shows you that on the HUD. It shows you as you upgrade it what it's going to upgrade to be. So all of the attachments for that upgrade path will always be listed on your HUD. They're just kind of grayed out until you get it to that point, and then you get the rarity upgrades and whatnot, and then yeah. So that's why they're saying, like, as you play more, you'll learn which builds you like, and then you'll basically search for those, and when you find it, you'll be like, all right, this is my end game build. I'm going to keep this and keep leveling it up.
Okay.
Stupid fuck. Thanks.
Got it. Okay. So that makes it a little better, because one thing that was going to annoy me was having the upgrade kits that are different styles. But this makes it such that the archetype is tied to the gun itself, and then any upgrade kit is just called an upgrade kit or whatever, and then it upgrades because your archetype's determined initially on gray. That's better. So now I could be like, okay, I found an AK-27 and it's a covert style gray AK-12 or 27. So now I can just find it, attach upgrade kits and upgrade it. This isn't so bad, to be honest. This is an okay way to do this, I think. If you're gonna make me loot guns, I think I like this for the most part, to be honest.
Yeah.
It could be simpler. And a way it could be simpler is get rid of this archetype bullshit and just have different guns be different. So like, well, no, because I think this is okay. If you're going to make me loot things, I think this is a pretty good way to do it. But again, I think we fundamentally are flawed here because we are looting for guns in the big 26, but whatever. And then they describe more of the archetypes that exist, which we're not going to read, obviously. While launchers and other weaponry are in BR Royale, Black Ops Royale, excuse me. They do not feature archetype themes. Note that your infill pistol can be upgraded as well. And then they describe what the archetypes are. So the CQB archetype for ARs is, you know, increases your ADS speed, your sprint to fire speed, your sprint speed, so on. This all goes without saying, obviously. What do you guys think the covert one does? It puts on a fucking silencer. What do you think CQB does? It increases your handling. Obviously, you get it. So we're not going to read the details on that, but there are
so this
archetypes.
Is going through like every single possible build now. This is
which is
crazy.
cool. Which would be cool if this game mode was going to be fun, good, interesting, or played. But it will be none of those things, so this doesn't matter.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah. So,
so we're scrolling and scrolling. Holy shit. They really
lots of scrolling. Yeah.
Exotic weapons. Exceptions to the rule. Exotic weapons. Here we go.
Okay, yes, yeah. So archetypes are tied to the gray weapons for sure. We soon secure a common rarity VS Recon that comes with the Viper archetype build. So yes, okay, good. So it does work the way I was describing it. When you see a gun in Blackout, I'm calling this Blackout now, by the way. It'll say, you know, mod 0 Recon archetype, like right there. And then when you upgrade it, it just goes straight to orange with each one. That's good. Okay, that I understand it now. And it goes into details on like what you would get. Let's see. So this is taking you through every single step of the Viper VS Recon and what you would get when you added each attachment. Exceptions to the rule: exotic weapons. Under normal circumstances, the upgrade path for a weapon ends at orange. But there are certain circumstances during a match where you might uncover weaponry with more devastating and unique abilities. These weapons have more than 5 attachments, usually 8. Have the gold rarity level, are already fully upgraded, and may have unique abilities. These are known as exotic weapons and are highly prized. In fact, there may only be one available per match. Can you find it? Why?
That's kind of cool. I like that. No, I actually like that. Because it's only a few more attachments. At the end of the day, it's not like it's going to just...
That's actually kind of true.
Demolish everything, but...
Yeah, that's a good point.
Only like one per match? That's kind of cool. That's a cute little thing. Because, yeah, I mean, there will probably be multiple matches where... I mean, nobody ever gets it, obviously. So, that's cool. Fine with it.
Yeah. 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 I guess you're right. I am fine with it. It's fine. It's fine. Because you are right.
It's like a pack-a-punch gun. It's much, much better, actually, than everything else.
Really?
So, yeah. Faster fire rate.
Oh, it's much better.
For
example, the gold
describing those plus and minus things they were talking about, or like the buffs. Maybe it's just basically saying it's this much better than a standard gray one.
That is what it's saying, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like if you have an orange rarity, you would already have like 35% say improved damage range, and this is giving you 45%. So okay. Yeah. I think you're kind of right. I think you're kind of right. It's not, okay, yeah. So anyway, that's cool, I guess. I don't know. I could do without it, to be honest, but Cerebral Link, your heads-up display. Your Cerebral Link HUD overlay has been streamlined and adjusted, but is mostly familiar for Warzone players. Expect the following familiar and adjusted HUD elements to utilize as the match begins. We're not describing the HUD's exactly
HUD to you.
Hope that helps.
It's a HUD. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. So there you go.
Backpack system. It's not kind of.
Your health is displayed in units in white markers. Temporary health is also displayed, and some other things. So here's the updated inventory as well. Take a look at that. Fine. Whatever. Your inventory is streamlined via the quick menu and features familiar elements from the original Blackout GUI. Your carrying capacity has been modified in this mode to allow the following. You can carry shit. I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. There are kill streaks in this mode because there are slots for kill streaks in your backpack. Okay. And there are 5 perk placement slots that you can switch out as needed. Okay. And then here's a look at the map. There are activities you can see on the map. You can see your upgrade path, the scoreboard, and other shit. All right, so now here is the perk system. So I am curious how this works. Because, you know, in Warzone, you go from no perks to all your perks when you get your loadout. But there are no loadouts in this mode. So how's that going to work? Perks overview. So it looks like there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 5 is 12 perks. 12 perks. Perks are found as ground loot in supply boxes or as rewards and activated when you want to use them. Your main HUD and inventory HUD both show the perks you are carrying and those you have activated, as well as those you are waiting to activate. After activation, perks last for a duration, after which the benefits run out. There are no slots for Blackout perks. Instead, you can grab, carry, and usually utilize perks as you pick them up, or after storing or accessing them from your quick menu. So the best way I think I could frame this for a Warzone player is, imagine these as like field upgrades. So like, you know, again, dead silence from the original Warzone. You could pick it up and then it was your field upgrade, and then you wouldn't get the benefits of dead silence until you activated it. Now imagine you could carry 4 other perks along with that dead silence and activate any of them whenever you want, and they last for a certain duration, and then you stop getting the benefit of them. That's basically how perks are going to work in this mode. I don't love it, but it is in line with what they're trying to do here, which is like more tactical gameplay, slowed down a little bit. You have to think more. This is like the opposite of Resurgence, basically. So, yeah. Perks can be gathered, swapped between teammates, and specific perk combos can be utilized during the early, mid, or late game stages. A key strategy to success. Your maximum of 5 carried perks are quickly and intuitively swappable and activated from your inventory menu, though you can have more than 5 active at one time. Okay. That's kind of crazy. I hate to say. Sorry, big sip. It's actually not that crazy, but whatever. You can apply a perk and then close out the inventory menu, or queue a second or additional perks, then immediately click on the next perk you want to apply, allowing you to hot swap and click on several perks and then close out of the inventory menu. Once acquired, perks have 3 states to them. They can be saved for later in the match, saved for a teammate and dropped for them, or activated. When you find a perk kit on the ground, you have 2 options, equip or stow. It's important to stow it, as the equip option starts the perk's effects immediately. I like how they say it's important to stow it. Like you don't ever want to press equip. Then why did you guys put the equip option in the game? Like, obviously there will be some times where you want to equip it, but that's just weird that they said that. Because perks are consumable and temporary, you have to make deliberate decisions about when to use them, adding an extra layer of strategy to each encounter. Yeah. So. I don't know. Man. I don't like this. And I just don't think Call of Duty players like this either. This is a lot of thought. And like, what else did people hate from Warzone 2? The backpack system. And now we're doing this shit again. Oh, can you carry this dead silence for me? Oh, can you carry this fucking this or that for me? Let me access my backpack and pick up or drop things. Like, all of this just, it seems like there might be an audience for this if we had a machine through which you could teleport backwards in time, and then some people would like it. But like, everyone is past this now, and I just don't see who this is for. Like, we put all this effort into a mode that I just don't think anyone's going to like. Warzone players almost certainly aren't going to like it, because this is way more not shooting people than Warzone currently is. And fans of other BRs, like, this sounds most closely related to me to like Apex, as far as games currently on the market, right? This seems most like Apex to me. Obviously there are differences, but it seems most like that. But is this going to get like an Apex fan to come play an LTM in Call of Duty? Because that's another thing too. We put all this effort into an LTM, right? Or is this going to be available for the rest of the year? I guess it depends how successful it is.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, it's for hardcore PUBG fans. But hardcore PUBG fans aren't going to come play fucking Blackout. They're going to keep playing PUBG. Because this is still way too dissimilar to PUBG to get a PUBG fan interested, I think. The whole feel and look of it is just way too different. You have a wingsuit. There's like glowing purple shit to upgrade your gun. Like, a PUBG guy isn't going to like this. I just don't know. I don't know who this is for. So, but that, I mean, none of that seems terrible. It just doesn't seem good. I don't know. Most perks last between 2 and 4 minutes of match time. Short means it'll last 2 minutes. Long, 4, and medium is between 2.5, and 3.5 minutes. Okay. Yeah. We're not going to read all the perks, but there are perks in the game.
Increases the volume of enemy footsteps. Wow, that's kind of cool.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this one's cool. Reduce the damage you take if caught in a circle collapse, and increases movement speed if inside a circle collapse, both by a modest amount, called Outlander. So like, yeah, if you need to, like, if you're getting zoned, you can like pop this. This is actually kind of cool. I like some of these, to be honest. This is less bad than I thought.
No fall damage. You swap weapons more rapidly and reload more quickly. That's kind of interesting. No fall damage. If you have that and it's like late game or something and you're on a building, just pop that shit and fall off it.
Yeah.
That's kind of goated. Yeah, okay. I like this. This is going to save Warzone, actually. This mode's sick. This is dope.
Okay. Crazy that you think that. Anyway. Part 6, Black Ops Royale equipment. Yeah, this doesn't seem as bad as I initially thought, to be honest. It's just, again, I don't know who, I just don't know who this is for. With a wide variety of tacticals, lethals, field upgrades, unique items, and kill streaks, it's well worth knowing what each item looks like and its effectiveness in the Warzone. So we're not going to read all of these, but some of these are interesting. There will be a grapple hook. Which is cool. Hook onto buildings and even moving vehicles or the RCXD kill streak, and disconnect to drop into a wingsuit glide, all with your next target in your sights. What I don't know is can you use the grapple hook multiple times in like Warzone right now? Or is it you use it once and then it's gone? Does anyone know?
I think it's on a timer, isn't it? Don't you use it and then it's on a timer? I don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
Kind of regens.
It's a few uses. Okay.
And is there any sort of delay at all, or can you use it like a few times? Oh, okay. So it's like throwing a nade. It's like you have a few uses. So there's probably no downtime.
You get 3 and you can have a muni for 3 more. Oh, I see. Okay. So yeah, it's like each time you use it, it's like throwing a flashbang, basically.
You can burn all 3. Okay. Cool.
So it'll probably work the same in this mode. That's pretty cool. Okay. And then the sensor dart is coming as well. And then here are lethals. Nothing really crazy here except a cymbal monkey. Cause a distracting sound that can lure nearby zombies. What? It explodes after a short countdown, inflicting damage in the immediate vicinity. Rare loot within cradle breaches. There are zombies in this mode?
Well, I talked about the zombie loot zones, but I didn't think that literally meant there were zombies.
Okay.
Blackout had zombies, huh? I didn't know that was ever a thing. Huh.
DOA.
Well, I mean, from all the Blackout gameplay I've seen, I've never even seen a zombie, so it probably won't be very impactful. They're probably in like a few looting zones, and then once you get out of that, you just never see them again, I would imagine.
Yeah.
You have to choose to go there. Yeah, it's probably just for those high-value loot zones, essentially.
Yeah. 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 Yikes. Yikers. Yikers. You know what else people loved from Warzone 2, by the way, guys? The AI. That's what I think about this game mode. Like, what are we doing? I don't understand. I am befuddled. I am utterly perplexed. And I said that right the first time. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. That's definitely part of the reason this is only 100 players, by the way, because the zombies are going to add so much lag that they can't do 150 players. So they're just doing 100. Another question, by the way. Were there zombies in the original Blackout? Does anyone know?
That's what he said. That's what we just said.
Oh, it did. Okay.
Bacon said Blackout had zombies. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Okay. I guess.
Okay, we're moving on from that. So the trauma kit, I wasn't quite sure what this was. It talks about the field upgrades here. They're very normal field upgrades. A bubble shield, which absorb incoming ranged and explosive damage from all directions until it has sustained enough damage. Don't care at all. That's how large is that? I don't know. Okay, so I didn't realize what a trauma kit was. Trauma kits are extremely beneficial as they allow you to regain full health as well as bonus health after a 3-second usage. This heals you back to full health, which is 150, plus an additional 100 temporary units to a new maximum of 250. Once temporary health is lost, it does not regain. So that just gives you more health.
So you find this, immediately pop it, and then just hold another one.
Just totally randomized TTK then. I hate that a lot, personally.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's awful fucking stuff.
Why?
I thought a trauma kit just basically, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking it was. Well, originally I was thinking there was no health regen in this mode or something, but then Jakin said at the start there is health regen, so I wasn't fully understanding what a trauma kit was.
Yeah.
Not a fan of that whatsoever.
Yeah. And the thing is, this is worse than the armor vest conundrum, because in Warzone 2, if I have a 2-plate vest and I start shooting a guy with a 3-plate vest, I'll at least know he has more health than me because the hit marker will be purple instead of blue. So like, okay, this is shitty because this guy just has more health than I do because he got luckier with looting. But at least I know that. But if some guy has extra health points, I don't think I'll know that. Until I put in 10 bullets, he's still not dead. And I'm like, oh, fuck, this guy was trauma kitted up. I'm not, I'm dead. Holy fuck. This is terrible, terrible stuff. Yeah, horrendous stuff. Horrendous stuff. Horrendous stuff. Really bad stuff. Yeah, inconsistent TTK is just like the worst fucking thing you can do. Especially when you don't give me information. And like, yeah, maybe there will be information of some type. I would hope. But like, even then, this is not a good thing. This is terrible. So the meta is going to be, you find a trauma kit, even if you're at full health, you bang it, because you get 100 temporary hit points. But they don't just go away. They only go away once you take damage. So then you just find another trauma kit, and you just try and always have 250 health, basically. That's the idea, yeah. I would imagine. But, boy, don't like it. Unless they're super common and then basically everyone always has 250 health. That could be the case. like everyone is easily able to do what I just described, then fine. Still don't like it though, to be honest with you. And just think of how slow this is too. Like before every gunfight, I now have to reload my guns and apply my trauma kit for 3 seconds, it said?
Yeah.
3 second usage. Am I going to be able to move in those 3 seconds? Certainly not going to be able to sprint. If I can't even move, like, fuck, this slows the game down so much. I don't know who this is for. There are kill streaks. The dog is in. The death machine is in. Hunter-killer drones are in. Among other things. And the psych bomb, which is a powerful cluster strike, delivering a neurotoxic gas cloud at its impact site. And the gas lasts around 10 seconds. Any foes caught should expect to suffer from hallucinations and limited visibility. That sounds fun. There are certain important items that aren't utilized like normal equipment and are either stored in your inventory menu to be shared or used later in a match or used immediately upon access. Here's a list of what to look out for.
There's ammo in the game. Yeah.
There's ammo. Armor satchels. Initial armor carrying capacity is up to 3 plates in use as protection and a further 5 in reserve. This increases your reserve armor carrying capacity by 3 to a maximum of 8. Okay. Redeploy tokens allows you to redeploy if you're slain. Only 1 can be carried, rare loot. Okay. I actually don't hate that in a game mode without a gulag or buy stations. I'm going to be honest. I think that's fine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
These were bad in Warzone where you did have buy stations and gulags, but in this mode, I think that's fine. Safecracker Drive allows access to guild safes across Avalon in the Strongbox crack activity. So returning equipment is confirmed. Ammo. Okay. And they literally list AR, pistol, shotgun, sniper, and launcher ammo. I've got it, man.
Oh, thank God, shotguns.
I knew there was going to be ammo in the game, but I appreciate the clarification. There are ammo caches as well, which is good. And they're in munis as well. Tiered armor vests are coming. In Blackout, you can locate special protective enhancements known as tiered armor vests. These don't have to be found in a linear progression. So you can find a tier 2 armor vest without needing a tier 1 armor vest first, for example. Each of the 3 tiers offers a degree of damage mitigation on top of your usual plate protection. Mitigation does not apply if you have no plates equipped. Mitigation only applies to damage done to plates, effectively toughening them. Mitigation applies to all incoming damage. Armor tiers persist until the operator is slain or equips a higher armor tier. They can't be dropped or given to someone else, though they are lootable if you're killed. Tier 1 provides moderate mitigation when you have plates. Tier 2 provides greater mitigation. And Tier 3 provides optimal mitigation. So instead of allowing for more plates, like Warzone 2 did, to be equipped, you can only equip 3 plates, whether you have any armor vest or not. But if you do have a good vest, you are taking less damage when you have plates in. This sounds, and let me be ultra clear, fucking horrendous. Really bad. Holy shit, this sounds really bad. I don't know if it's better or worse than allowing 1, 2, or 3 plates to be equipable. It's almost a distinction without a difference. It's very similar. But like, if I have a tier 1 vest and you have a tier 3 vest, and we're both fully plated with 250 HP, and I land more bullets than you, I can still easily lose. Because you just tank more bullets. And guns have more recoil and bullet drop in this mode too. So everyone's going to be tanky as fuck. Except me. I'm dead. I don't understand why this is in the game. What benefit does this add to the game?
Nothing. It's just how Blackout was. Yeah.
Right?
Probably, I guess, yeah.
Like, I don't know what this adds to the game. I guess what it adds is it incentivizes looting more
Mm-hmm.
in a BR mode where the goal is to kill people. Okay. I can't stand this. Yeah. Like, how bad will you tilt when you have a tier 1 vest and you lose to someone with a tier 3 vest who's worse than you? Only because they have found better loot than you did. It just, yeah, I don't know. Can't stress enough how bad this is. Map navigation. There are vehicles. So you have a wingsuit. When you're on the ground, you have omni movement and shit. Oh, you can wall jump in this mode. That's cool. That's a good thing. I do like that. Add it to Warzone, but I do like that. Wall jumping's good.
Am I crazy? I thought it was in Warzone. Is it not? I thought it was literally in Warzone right now.
I don't think it is.
What is it in? Endgame, I guess I'm thinking of.
Is it in
I thought
Warzone?
it was in Warzone on. I don't know.
Only in LTMs.
Only in LTMs. Okay.
It's wall jumping and grappling hooks that are only in LTMs. Yeah. So anyway, you can move across water, by the way. You're able to swim. Switching to a pistol as an offensive weapon while underwater. So they're doing that shit.
They balanced it more. They added a lot more land and ways across big open areas of water, which is excellent. They show a little comparison.
Yeah, so Endgame added more land. Yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Shallow marsh water, zip lines, high points to initiate wingsuit glides. Yeah, and on like the sandbars, you can drive vehicles across it. Interesting. Okay, that's cool.
This is good.
Yeah, that looks much better. That's why when I was looking at the map overview, I'm like, I kind of thought it seemed different. I didn't realize they made any map changes. It's like, I didn't remember it having that much land. But okay, cool.
Yeah. So, yeah. This is really good. And I will give them credit where it's due.
Yeah.
We made efforts to reduce water prevalence in the map. Yeah, they did. It looks a lot less prevalent. This is really smart. This is good. I have nothing bad to say about this. The game mode's still DOA, but there is less water, so that's cool. They're talking about tidal flats, so just more areas. Whatever. Don't care. There are areas of the map. The redeploy system. Unlike Verdansk, once you're eliminated, there's no enemy cellmate to take down before returning to a blackout match. The gulag is closed and there are only 2 ways to be brought back into battle. Redeploy tokens or redeploy towers. So this is just like Apex and maybe Blackout Original. One of the main activities, by the way, we keep seeing this word activities. I guess these are kind of like contracts, basically. Shit you can do for stuff. One of them is a redeploy tower. One of the main activities in Blackout is the locating and capturing of a guild redeployed tower. Expect these areas to be heavily trafficked, as the team that can capture the tower, activating it and remaining within the capture radius, can redeploy their entire team. One thing I don't know is, once I use this, can it only be used once, or can it be continuously reused? That's one question I have. Doesn't really matter to me either way. I'm just curious. Redeploying requires more coordination, and bringing teammates back is more calculated than using buy station. Lives matter more, and the pacing requires forethought and is slower than other Warzone modes. Intel's harder to acquire, and there are no UAVs or advanced UAVs, leading to more cautious team rotations. Okay. Vehicles in Avalon. There are vehicles. I don't care.
There are, yeah.
Yeah, but we already knew that. Electrical field to collapse. A containment field known only as the collapse in the original Blackout is a glowing, crackling energy wall marking the playable area within a Blackout match. This electromagnetic dome is back, slowly encroaching across Avalon, with visuals that allow operators to clearly see where the safety boundary ends. Okay, so it's reskinned gas, that's fine. Getting the upper hand in your opposition just got a whole lot more tactical, as Avalon's lush and varied landscape is dotted with optional activities to complete, acting like contracts seen in other Warzone modes. Some activities are new to player, others are familiar to endgame players, and all offer potent rewards. Activities are key to providing you with the specific high-level loot you need to survive and thrive in Blackout. Activities aren't initially visible across Avalon, but they do appear as you investigate your immediate area. So that's interesting. Like in Warzone, you open your map, you'll see all available contracts. But I guess in this mode, you won't know it's there until you're pretty close to it. Don't love that, to be honest. But what else is new? This recon is important as each appearing activity has an icon. Hovering over that icon allows you to view more information about the activity in the bottom right corner of your screen. It includes the specific high-tier reward you receive for completing that activity, which is always the same on a per-activity basis. For example, if you locate a strongbox crack activity, the reward is always a level 2 armor. Note that other rewards are also available as part of an activity reward. This means you can choose to undertake activities that grant you helpful rewards, setting you up for end match success, and ignore activities that supply you with rewards that you already have or don't need. Here's a rundown of the activities. So in some sense, I like this because it makes it less RNG. Like, all right, we need to find this contract to get a level 3 armor thing. But at the same time, I can't see all the activities on the map. I have to like be close to one. So I have to like hope I find a strong box or whatever. You know what I mean? Yep. So it would be a lot cooler if you could just see all the activities, honestly. It goes into the details of each contract, activity, whatever. We're not reading them, but you can do shit to get rewards. Cradle breaches, hallucinatory hordes, and high-end loot. Just like the original Blackout, there are areas of the big map that are much more dangerous to explore in Blackout. These self-contained, contaminated zones of Avalon distort perception, unleashing wild hallucinations, including zombie incursions. These fissures in your squad's reality are known as cradle breaches. And there are some activities, and you get randomized cradle activity rewards for these. But this is probably how you can reliably get like the tier 3 armor vest, or maybe the gold weapon, and other like redeploy tokens. Shit like that is what I guess would be the randomized cradle activity rewards.
That's a randomized cradle.
One of them's a mangler. So keep in mind, you could be killing a mangler and just get third-partied, by the way. Isn't that fun? Because manglers are tanky as fuck.
Well, I don't think they'll have the same amount of health. I would hope not. That's like a round 40 zombies mangler,
well,
but maybe, yeah. I
don't know. We'll see. Ops Royale comes fully integrated into BO7 and Warzone experience with earnable rewards, unlockable content, and a large-scale event you can access across all game modes. Here's what to expect. And they say things you should expect. I think that's about it here. Keep scrolling.
Yeah, talks about operators, some rewards.
Okay, so Blackout launches on Thursday, March 12th at 9 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah, so nighttime.
Okay, so Thursday night. Yeah. And they show the map here, and that's it. So overall thoughts here. Look, this is about what I expected this Blackout mode to be when they announced it at COD Next. Meaning, way slower, takes place on Avalon, no loadouts, no gulag, no buy stations. You have to loot everything.
Yeah.
I will say, if I have to loot weapons, the way they've done it is pretty clever, and I think I like it. However, this game mode is absolutely and categorically dead on top of the arrival. This is going to be super hype for maybe a week. And then everyone's going to go back to playing Arc Raiders or fucking Arc Raiders or Marathon. This is a game mode for no one, in my opinion. This is not going to appeal to Warzone players. It's going to be too slow. And it's not going to appeal to traditional Battle Royale players because those players are already onto other games and they're not going to come back and main a Call of Duty LTM. in hopes that it's not an LTM anymore because it's so popular. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. The only way this had a chance is if they went all in with it, did a huge marketing push, and build it as a new premium experience rather than some fuck-ass mid-season update LTM. Like, oh, hey, guys, I know we've been playing Arc Raiders for 40 hours a week for the last 2 months, but do you guys want to go try the fuck-ass mid-season update LTM in Season 2 for Black Ops 7 loot Blackout experience, a game we played 7 years ago? No, I don't, actually, is what they'll say. Obviously. This is a game mode for no one by retards who are the Activision devs, and it will fail catastrophically. I would give it a week. I would give it maximum 2 weeks. Maximum 2 weeks before fucking no one is playing this shit again. It's too slow. Like, I think what they're trying to do, they're implementing pretty well. Like, getting rid of some of the water. The weapon upgrade shit is clever. The usable perks honestly sound kind of cool. But this is just not... This is like X-Defiant. Like, X-Defiant was a really well done game, supposedly. But the problem was, it was an arcade-style FPS game. Those are dead. It's a dead genre. It doesn't matter how well you do it. And that's how I see this Blackout experience. This may be done well. It sounds like it's done okay. Now, to be clear, who the motherfuck knows how buggy and shit this is actually going to be on launch? Because it's going to be probably pretty goddamned buggy. And also, who knows how good the Avalon map is going to play in a Blackout experience? Don't know. Yeah. Don't know. We'll see. But even if it's implemented perfectly and it's bug-free and there are no cheaters, by the way, because this is a free-to-play mode, so there will be cheaters and there will be blood, it's still just dead on arrival because it's fundamentally flawed, because this is a game mode no one wants. You're making a game for a dead genre, or at least a dying genre, especially when you slow down the BR. BRs are getting quicker. They're not getting slower. There's a reason for that. So, I don't know. Handled well, but it's just a fundamentally flawed design concept. So, it's going to be shit. That's what I think of this. And quads only is dumb. Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Quads only is dumb for sure. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't look as bad as I originally thought, but I don't think this is really bringing players back. There's nothing the game can do now to bring players back other than Infinity Ward releasing something totally new that's probably going to be awful, but it'll still bring way more players back than this would. So, I mean, this will make some people happy for a little bit. I think some real Blackout fans, and then outside of this half of the season, I think there won't be a whole lot of interest for it. I think people are much more interested to just see regular Warzone on this map, which would probably come in Season 3. So, yeah, looks whatever.
Yeah. It looks, whatever. I don't know. So, like, I don't know. You know, Jake said he was coming back for this shit. Maybe some other people will too, but I guarantee you it's not going to capture anyone's attention for long. So when this inevitably flops, which it will, I'm very curious to see what Season 3, 4, 5, and 6 hold this year. And more than that, what the next big thing is going to be next year. Yeah. So. Yeah. But if anyone disagrees with me, I would love for you to go on record and say this is going to be a popular, fun game mode for a while. I would love to hear counter arguments. But the thing for me is I just don't know who this is for. I don't know who this is for. So, yeah. Anyway. Moving on from that, just a couple other little things to get into here. What is this from the Ghost of Hope, Tanner?
Ghost of Hope is no longer leaking. Activision has legally demanded that I stop leaking and disseminating. What is that word?
Disseminating.
What is that word? Disseminating. Okay. Confidential information related to Call of Duty Activision, and I am complying with their demands. Still going to stick around and chat about official Call of Duty info and anything not related to leaks, confidential information, and cheers for these past few years. So, Yeah, I mean, he was like the biggest leaker around still. He had gotten a lot better, which is maybe why they finally told him to stop, because he used to just be wrong about everything. So they would just laugh and be like, you're a fucking idiot. But he's actually gotten considerably smarter in the last year and a half or so, and he's been right about a lot more things. So yeah, I don't know. There were some rumors that this happened because one of the latest things he was leaking was how bad MW4 was looking, iDubbbz's next title, and how it's like just a slightly changed version of MW2. And maybe Activision and Infinity Ward were mad about that there was info being leaked about the upcoming game that was negative. So yeah, it's definitely possible, but no more leaks from him.
Yeah. Yeah. Really bad stuff. Really bad stuff.
Yeah.
Is it though? Yeah, it's kind of funny. Someone said, one of my favorite tweeters, Rara, said, I thought Ghost was wrong about the zombie standalone. Why would he get a cease and desist? Kind of a good point. I was going to say the same thing. I guess he has been starting to be accurate because he's actually getting a fucking cease and desist at all. I'm extremely surprised by this though, because I have never heard this happen to anyone at all in the past since we started this podcast. From any leaker ever. I've never heard this happen. So I wonder if it's happened before and the leaker just didn't say anything, or if it's just never happened before.
I mean, that Bob Network essentially stopped leaking too because he kept getting in trouble.
Oh, really?
His accounts all kept getting banned. They contacted him I don't know how. I think he got like a cease and desist to basically shut the fuck up. So this has happened before.
Okay. Yeah.
But this is kind of like the first time it seems it was handled this way, where it's like they asked him to stop and he's just like, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like there was like he's leaked the stuff recently that I was talking about, like MW4 info. But the amount of leaks he's put out don't seem to be nearly on the level as there used to be. Maybe just because there's just less interest in the game, possibly, so there's less to leak.
Yeah.
But I mean, he used to be leaking shit numerous times a week. It'd be like constantly, like every Thursday, we would talk about some leaks that he had, and it hasn't been that way in a long time. So
yeah,
that could be part of it too. He's just like, whatever. The game's fucking dead. Who cares?
Yeah, based. I mean, to be clear, I would do the same thing. If I were a leaker and Activision's considerable legal team sent me a strongly worded letter, I'm done. Yeah, fuck that shit. You will lose. You will lose. So, yeah. Anyway. Last thing is both fun and exciting. Charlie Intel tweeted, Highguard director confirms the game released without content. As they were running out of time and money. The game is set to shut down fucking permanently on March 12th in 7 days. DOA indeed. We called it, obviously.
Yep. This happens so often now, man.
When you're out of time and money, you have to release a game with the runway you have available and hope players will stick with you post-launch, said some guy. Classic.
Yeah.
Classic. We talked about them at length, or this game at length, in a recent episode. And it's dead. This is funny as fuck.
Yep.
Hard to feel bad for at least the guy whose statement we read. I do feel bad potentially for some of the other people who worked on Highguard, but I don't feel bad for that guy. And honestly, hard to feel bad for his compatriots too, when none of them told him or each other, hey, some of these ideas are bad. These are bad ideas. Don't have a hug box as a development studio. We talked about this. But yeah, that's crazy. I don't know if we've seen games shut down quite so quickly, although we've definitely seen some early shutdowns in our time. But yeah. Pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy stuff.
Yep.
So, anyway.
That's it. That's it for that.
Anything else, buddy?
Fuck no.
All right. Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah, big news of the day here is the shitty Blackout experience is shitty.
Yeah.
So, you know,
shitty mode is shitty. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, look, we told you guys at COD Next this was going to be a terrible idea.
Catch you later.
After getting details on this, it looks like it could be a good implementation of a terrible idea that doesn't exist for any person. I don't see whom this appeals to. I could be wrong. We'll find out soon, in about a week, but we will of course get back to you guys on that. Anyway, that's it. We may or may not be back Saturday. I think we will be, but we'll see. Thank you for watching and listening. Patreon.com/Dropshot. Best way to support the show. And until next time, goodbye.